Good morning, everybody. This is the Early Bird Morning Show. It's 4 o'clock Eastern Time, and it's 10 o'clock Amsterdam time. I have a frog in my throat. And pre-market just opened, and we're gonna talk a lot about tickers today and a lot about earnings, and we're gonna see what's happening in pre-market right now. I hope you had a good trading week last week. It was not a simple trading week, at least not for me. I had some stock on watch that didn't work out. Had some other stocks that weren't moving at all. So I had not the most. I had not an easy week, so to say. So I hope it's going to be different this time. It's going to be the second week of earnings season. So we had last week some banks coming out with earnings and some other small companies, but this week the big guns are going to come out. So I'm very curious about that. I'm going to talk about some of those earnings and what they mean or could mean for a day trader. Because I'm a day trader, I'm mostly long bias, and I do the reversal long play mostly, the VWAP bounce, and in the afternoon I also do the short play. I have this complete list here now of all the tickers that I'm going to discuss with you guys. And of course, we have to look at Bitcoin also, because Bitcoin was down over the weekend. And I'm not completely sure why, but there was some talk about regulating the market in coins. So Bitcoin was down. Let's look at that. Let's look at what that means, if it means anything at all. And I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tickers right now. 9 stocks to watch for today. And before we're going to do that, I'm just going to look at what's happening in market open right now. So I'm going to pull up the screen. Hey, Randy. 1 like, okay, let's get some more likes, guys. Last week we had 3 days with more than 1K views, so I'm really glad about that. So share this video with friends or hit that like button, because that really helps us on YouTube. We want to make Benzinga a big player also in Europe. This is the first European show. There will be an Asian show. There will be more European shows, so I'm the first one. Hit that like, and we're going to make sure that Benzinga is going to air 24/7. Early morning, yes, it's early morning die ball. Nice to see you guys. We have some 25 viewers now, and I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to look at some stocks. Just bear with me one moment. This is not the right one. Pre-markets. I have to share my screen, of course. Boom, there we are. Okay, these are pre-market stocks opening right now. Just put this one on the 1 minute, and let us see what's happening now. When pre-markets open, a lot of green, as you can see, a lot of small stocks also in pre-market. That's always the case. ANPC opening up, but opening lower. This is a small one. This is a small Curo opening in 1490. That's what's happening there. I'm not sure. Curo Group. I'm gonna change this because I want to see some volume. There's Clough. This was on my watch list. So Clough is popping up. CLOV. Let's just look at the bigger picture here. This is Clough. I drew some Fibonacci lines in this one also. So here on the, I did that on a daily. So on the left hand side of my screen, you see the 5 minutes. That's the 5 minute I always follow. And here on the right hand side, this is the 1 minute. And this is what Clough just did when market was open. Huge pop up, pull down, and now tries to pop up again. Tries to, but there's no volume here. So how I normally would play this one, some of you guys know already, I don't buy these rips here in the first minute, but I just wait for this 5 minute candle to form itself and then look at the next 5 minute candle, and if there's going to be a new high, so if it reaches that 981 here, then I'm thinking, okay, looking at the 1 minute, then it's going to be a play or not. Just now looking at it, just rejects this 909. But volume is fading now, so I'm not sure what's here. It was on my watch list because I saw some news that it was also on a much talked stock on Reddit and Wall Street Bets. And I looked at the daily, and on a daily I saw this. So we're just going to talk about it now. So this is this big decline here. And then it reaches here this low of 631. Then here it doesn't know where it wants to go. So it reaches here this first Fibonacci line here. Rejects it. So I think, well, okay. Then the low here is a little bit higher than the low here, so but no volume, and then this big day happened, then drops down again, and this was Friday's move. So what you want to see right now is that you want to have the confirmation that this would be a second day runner. So it's now around 943. You just saw this spike here live. This is daily, and you just saw the spike here, spike down to 907, I think. Just let me see that. Yes, 907, and that's real close to this resistance here. So wants to get up right now. So look at this 5 minutes. If this is staying and this one wants to get up a little more, as it seems like it wants to do right now. And this is of course a bullish candle, but we still have 2 minutes before this forms completely. If you're watching this, don't trade this live with me, because there's some 10 or 15 seconds delay in broadcast. That's just YouTube for you. So it's not, you cannot trade with me live or anything, but I would trade this one if this next candle forms about 981. There's no overextension. This green one is the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes. So really just tick that one, and was bought up again, so rejected that 904 price, which is, I think, support. And just look if it's now gonna break this resistance of 981. This is a big rejection, of course, and if it now can break this one, then you have room till 1065, in my opinion. So really a stock that you should watch right now. If you're gonna play it, be sure that you have the right setup. Don't follow me or anyone else. Day trading is dangerous, you know that. And if you play this once, be sure that you have your own strategy. Nice to see you all, guys. Please hit that like button if you want to see that. if you want, no, not that if you want to see that, if you like this video. We're going to talk a lot about tickers today. So any tips on where to start to learn about stocks investing in general? Any books or courses, something that I could use to learn instead of paying someone for nothing? That's a real good one, Naveed. Dieball, I think you're right. There's a lot of tutorial beginner videos. TD Ameritrade has many for you. I think I think you can start really there. You really also have to be sure if you want to be an investor or a day trader or a swing trader. And if you want to be an investor, then really you should take a look at the Benzinga website. Yes, Dieball, that's right. That's right. We have great boot camps going on. And I'm just looking now also at CLOV because that second 5 minute didn't make a new high, but the third one did make a new high. So this one looks promising right now. I still don't want to trade this one if it's not above 981 because the rejection was big, and I really want to show that really want to see that this one gets above it. And if you get in now, then you can see this overextension here on a 9 EMA. That's at 10 cents. So it's going to pull back to that 9 EMA. And if you get in now, then there's a 10-cent loss, and you can only be up till 981 to be sure, and because you don't know if this one is going to be a rejection again. So just wait until it gets back to that 9 EMA here on a 1 minute. But this is a normal and promising movement. So it goes up and now just resting here a little bit. That's also normal. Waiting a little bit on a 5 minute also. There's no big spikes up. So it looks like it's ready to go attack that 981. And if it does, you should get above it at 982 with a limit order and then get in. At least that is what I do. And just saying, don't follow me or anyone else. Just for information purposes only. And if you are day trading in pre-market, please be very careful because only 13,000 stocks traded in this 1 minute. So you can expect these big red candles here, like you see here. So this is a drop from 934 to 907. So that's a 28 cents drop. So it pulls back to that 9 EMA here right now. So this is nice. This is what you want to see. No stock goes up, just parabolic. But it just pulls back a little bit to that 9 EMA here. This is a resting phase. Just keep watching that 981 if you want to trade something like this. So that's clove. Let's see if we got something more in pre-market. What's opening now? I just pull this one to the center of the screen. Okay, here's ANPC again. This is the I can show you, this is a big example why I don't want to buy pops like this, because this is what happens in the same minute. So it's volatility from 609 till 669. And if you bought it here just above it and you sold it here, then you're a king. But that's not my trading style. It's not something I would do. It was also a stock that is did nice in post market. So popped up from here. So you can see a level here. 725, 724. I popped up to 724, and now in pre-market get close to that one. So 671 is here rejected, and now just have to see about this one. I'm not a strong believer in this big pops and then it goes down. This one might just go down the rest of the morning. Maybe even to this 509 level. If it doesn't, and it gets here above VWAP and here above pre-market and above post-market close, then 669 might be something that looks interesting. What I just showed you are our pre-market stocks right now, Mr. Black. It's what I do every morning. I just open my pre-market stocks and just look at what's moving, and then look at volume, of course, because you need some volume in pre-market. Volume is always going to be a lot lower than in market open, obviously. And I just want to see what's moving. NSPR is moving, but that's under $1, so I don't trade that. It's too risky for me. And I also see XPEF here again. XPEF has been real volatile also lately. So this is XPEF. And you see some lines here, and those lines are from a daily chart that I drew, as you can see. So this is what we did on Wednesday, I think. And this is Friday, this is Thursday. So this is what I did on Wednesday, I think, here. So you see this one and you see this one, and this is, if you ever saw a wedge, then this is one to look at. And two things can happen or have to happen. It gets above this line and breaks out to the top side, or gets below this one and falls down, and then you can short this on a day when you're a day trader. So this is a real nice wedge on the daily. So we looked at this on the daily, so on a bigger time frame, nice wedge, fell through this one on Thursday. And if you're a short player, then you could have played this from 33 till 30.59. We're going to look at some stocks who also have this wedge going on later in the show. I prepared some. XPEF is now down on volume, as you can see. So this is a pattern that we see a lot in pre-market. So the big pop up, rejection here. Oh, just wait. Oop. It's a Monday morning, and this is what you see. You can't really draw a line now because I cannot connect this one to a high or something. But this is what you see a lot in pre-market, and this is a sign that it might be bearish during the day. So if you're a short player and you see this big pops and then the decline, and you are short bias, then those stocks are really interesting to play. Free my grandma, I like that name. What's an acceptable amount of volume in a pre-market candle? Yeah, that's a real great question. That's something that's really difficult to judge in pre-market. So I always look at relative volume in pre-market, because the real volume here is just nothing. If it was in market open 29,000, and when you look at these small ones 6,000, so there's no volume at all. But then not on this chart. Don't play this on this chart, because this is not. But if you just look at volume, just let me just get this one away. Just don't look at the chart, look at volume. And you see this big volume coming in, and if you're long bias, this is green volume, and if this comes in and relative to this volume, this is 2,000 and this is 30,000, so it's more than 15 times the volume of the previous candles, then this might be interesting to play. Also this one, it didn't do anything because, well, there was no setup here. So I look at relative volume and not at the absolute volume in pre-market. And this, on my right side, I always have this 1 minute chart. I always have this, on a big screen, there are always 1 minute charts. There's on the right hand side and a 5 minute chart on the left hand side. Not more than that. And when I want to play something like this, just let's go back to that other move that we just discussed, cloth, because that's a more interesting look at what happened here. We did look at this. So look at what happened here. I told you when it broke that 981, it's an interesting play, and it was. So this is the 1 minute candle. We left it here. It just touched that 9 EMA here. This green line is the 9 EMA on 1 minute. This just touched it, and it was support. Just touched it again there and tried to break that 980 one time, didn't succeed, and then bam, in the third candle after reassuring this one, it gets above that 981 and stayed above that. This might be a little bit of a panic play, and you really have to manage that really well and don't get out, because what you can see here, this brown line here is my VWAP, and it touches the VWAP, so it doesn't go under VWAP. So don't sell it when you see a red candle, because this is not a panic play. And don't sell on panic. And if you want to sell on panic, be the first one to sell on panic. That's the biggest tip that I can give you. Look at this one right now. Gets above 981, pulls back a little bit. Don't panic. Gets VWAP one more time at this candle. This is a bullish candle. This is a bullish candle. Gets above its 9 EMA again. Gets above the 981 again. Nice candle to the upside. Not a new high here. And if you would have played this one, you could have made 40 cents. Going out right now, you would have made 40 cents on a 981 or on a, say, $10 stock. Look at this 5 minute chart. So in pre-market, you really can make some money. That's why it's called the early bird show. Early bird show is getting things for a discount. So 40 cents on a $10 stock is nice. It's not a big gain or anything. It's not a $1 million play. It's just a nice beginning for your day if you can grab a few bucks while everyone else is still asleep. So it really wants to get up more. As you can see, a new higher high is forming here. Big green candle here on the 5 minutes. Still has more than 1 minute to form this candle. So you really want to see is to get another push to the 1065, which is the next level. But as you can see here now, these candles, so this is a bullish candle. This is more a bearish candle with the wicks here. Just consolidating here a little bit now, so don't panic. Still don't panic. If you would still be in this one, you shouldn't have, because you should have sold at least 75% here at 10.10 or something. Don't stay in this place for 1 or 2 hours, because okay, this is the This is the pullback to the 9 EMA here. Let's see if it holds this one. 9 EMA is not far. It's at 972. Well, that is 20 cents. So you don't want to get back to that 9 EMA because you got in here at 982. If you leave 25% on the table now, then you can just hold it because you're playing now with the bank's money. You always make you make your profit. You're still in with 25%, for example, and you're just gonna wait. And if it drops below that, then you're gonna get out. Yes, Clough is being hyped to be the next big short squeeze. I can see that. P-Mitzi, I think it is. I blind trader. I'm gonna do some tickers later on. TCOM. I'm gonna put that on the list. I'm not a coin trader, GTly, so I'm not in Dogecoin or Bitcoin or whatever. Some other people at Benzinga are real experts on coins, and I'm not an expert in coins. So if I don't know what I'm doing or don't know what it is, then I'm not trading it. So that's not a disqualification of coin traders or whatever, because there are experts who know a lot more about it than I do. So please look at Benzinga and go to the YouTube channel, and there are lots of shows about coins also. So what you see right now is it tries to hold that 9 EMA on a 1 minute. This is consolidation phase, and it seems that it's preparing itself for one or two things, and it's always with stocks. It's going up or it's going down. So now you're out, and now you've made your gain here, and you're out. And what you want to see right now here is if it's gonna hold that VWAP. That's the brown line here, the VWAP. Also in pre-market, VWAP is still one of the big levels on any. So the 981 is gone now. It's no longer a level, or is it? Might be. It's struggling now a little, and if you look at your 5-minute chart now, then you can see that it's a little bit overextended on the 5 minutes. So this green line here is the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes, so that's 960. It's trading around 990 now, so it's normal that there is some kind of consolidation going on now. But what you don't want to see is this one getting under VWAP, because if that one goes under VWAP, then I'm not longer interested in this one. It takes another 2 minutes to form this 5-minute candle. I'm really curious if it gets to the 1065. So this 981, that was an obvious level here. I drew this one. It gets above that. You get in at 982 with a limit order, and you get out at 920-ish. If you got out here at 927, then you're at 1030, then you're a king or queen. But just take the 40 cents and leave. Dogecoin really going to the moon again. Okay, no doggy bags here, OP. Fidelio, what do you reckon about euro dollars? Well, I'm also not in those kind of trades. I'm a stock trader. I trade stocks, mostly Nasdaq and New York Stock Exchange stocks, only on the American market. And I am an investor in European stocks because I just have a better feeling about, not feeling in the sense that they are better companies, but I'm an investor in companies that I really know and I really study, and European companies I just know a little bit better because I'm based in Amsterdam. Just to be curious, and then we're going to talk about some more stocks. Where are you all from? I know that OP is from around here. Are there any Americans up and trading at 4:30 Eastern time in the morning, or are we all just now European and Asian traders here? Let me know. Florida, really? So it's in the middle of the night. Dallas, Texas, welcome. You're still awake or up early? Ireland, I love Ireland. Newfoundland, Canada. Kentucky, really, Mike. Great to have you. Mr. Blackett, I tend not to buy in pre-market unless it's amazing news. Yeah, that's you can do that. That's also a good. St. Louis, Missouri. Free my grandma. I love that name. Free my grandma. Southern New Jersey. Okay, I thought we would all be European and Dutch traders here, and but glad to have you on the show, guys. And if you like the show, please smash that like button. We're going to talk some tickers now. I'm just going to do my lists here, and Clough is now fading down a little bit. Consolidation, you might say. Look at this 970 here. So that's another point that you can get in right now. Take this one away because this is 966 and your VWAP here is 977. So this is an area of interest to see if it holds or not. And Clough has been in the news, as you can see here. So this looks to be a second-day runner. So if you don't want to trade this one in pre-market or before markets open, it's also going to be a very interesting play in market open. So it's on my list. Anyway, it's on my list all day long. I have to say, I just want to. Yeah. Okay, let's look at some other stocks. EBON, EBON. So EBON is also a stock that's really interesting to me because this looks like I'm not getting in this one because look at this line, it's fading. And this is a daily that you're looking at that right now. So a lot of volume here on this big spike up. And just tries to attempt to be a second-day runner here. And from that point on, it's just going down, and now reaches here this low of 406. And this is what happened Friday. So when I look at this, I want to see if this is the beginning of a reversal. So this is a 406. Is this a low? And is this the beginning of a reversal play up? So if you look at when I look at this, I say that this is at least a new higher low. And will there be a new higher low today? So let's see if this one will hold 550-ish. At a $0.50, and if it does, will it get above that 525? And why 525? Because this is on 3 days a high of 530, a high of 524, and a high of 525. So 1, 2, 3 tops here. And then we get to Friday and it's 518. So this 521, 525 region here seems to be resistance. And resistance is often not one line, it can be a region. So between 520 and 530, you want to see big volume coming in, and that's not going to happen in pre-market today, but when markets open, you want to see this one go to 521, and then you can trade it up if it breaks that. And if you are a short player and it gets to that 521 and doesn't break that, then you have a short on your hands and you can trade it down. This now in pre-market is just a lot of chop, so you cannot do anything now. This is pre-market open and this is chop. Nothing going on right now. So keep this one on your list for a break above 521 on a long side. If it doesn't break that, you can short it at 521, 525-ish. And I'm interested in this one if it gets a little bit higher than where it's now, and then gets back to 450, sorry, and makes a setup, and then and then I'm into the long trade. So that's E-bond for you, EBON, and it's eBang is the company. Then Workhorse. Workhorse is a stock that was on my list for a long time, and then I thought, I don't know what to do with this one, and you can see it here. So this is what my screen looks like if I'm not cleaning up, and I did not clean up, as you can see. So I'm going to do that right now. I played this one a lot, more than once, as you can see, and I played this one a lot after this big drop here in the end of February, I think it was. Yeah, end of February. So there's this big drop, and then this is going on. And if you would see this one on a 1 minute scale, then you would say, well, not interested in this one at all. But when I zoom in here, then I'm also seeing this same pattern as, so it reaches here a low of 1132. And will this be, this is a new higher low in this candle, and will this also be a reversal play? So now on the daily, you see here this green line. This is the 9 EMA. This one is the 20 EMA, and this blue one is the 50 EMA. So those are all resistance levels on a daily level, and then here there's the 200 SMA moving average on a daily. And normally I only get into stocks if my stock is above this line. So this is still a bearish sign for me, but because of this big drop here, this drop really harmed this stock, of course, and that's why it's below that 200. So I'm gonna make an exception for this one. If this one wants to hold this green line here, this is the 9 EMA. So this is a level, and you can see the rejection here on the 20 EMA. So then this is the room that you have for today. And when you look at the 1 minute scale, then you can see that's a lot of room. So 1295 here till 1387. That's how you can play this one. And how I play this one, I want to see this one get up a little bit more, then pull down, hold this 1295, and then trade it up. If it gets up more during pre-market or when markets open, then 3087 is your big level. But you can also see here that there are some levels also on watch, because of this is a pre-market high on Friday, 1350. That's a nice round number. So you have 3 levels to play this one from: 1295, 35, and 87. Okay, Tirks, Tian Ruxan Holdings. I'm not pronouncing that right. I'm sure I'm not. So this is the daily. And well, I'm not gonna play this in a million years. Then this is the one. Big pullback. It gets under its opening price here. So this is just an IPO from February or January, I think, with a low of 16. And then it got up till 50. So don't invest in this company, because this is just, you can invest in something like this. Don't stay long term in a company like this, because look at this and look at this especially. But as a day trader, I'm not really interested in the fact if it's a good company or not. I just want to see if this here is the beginning. So you see this one here, and we saw that with the other stocks that I discussed with you. Is this or is this not the beginning of a new trend up? So does it break trend here? There's a little trend, of course. This is big, and this is big, of course, and normally I would trade this one ever if it's on my daily chart. Some consolidation here. People are believing again in this stock on Friday, and then here it might just go over this, might just hold this one, and then we get a new higher low here. So that's why it's interesting to me. Be very, very, very careful with this stock, because this can be a volatile stock, really can be. So pre-market high here 70.50. This is 15. And you see here in pink, this is my ATR 11.13. So that's of course because of the big drop. So it's very volatile. Be very careful. Don't trade. I don't trade this pre-market. I only trade this one in market open. And I go in with a limit order on these stocks, and I go out with a range order. And a range order is I have set my stop loss, and I have set my exits, and that's because of the volatility that can happen in a stock like this. So, but it's on my watch list because it's a big mover when it really goes. Then a stock from the past, that's AFA. AFA is a cannabis play, and it really took a hit here. Look at this gap here. We talked about the stock earlier, as you can see here. This was a consolidation phase. A few months ago even. Beginning of the year. I'm just going to erase all now. And AFA is a cannabis play, and is this also the beginning of? I'm really doubtful if it is. So look at this. There's the gap from the 11th to the 12th of April, and this is because of earnings. So earnings were not as good as expected. It dropped to 1480. Thank you, Free My Grandma, for your donation. That's really great. I just saw that. How are you finding the next resistance levels? I don't see them on Webull. I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna. I discussed this one also in the shows last week, and if you watch this, if you just go to YouTube, to the Benzinga channel, and watch the YouTube video of let me see, the 12th of April, then only half hour I explained how I draw my levels, so how I draw my resistance and support lines. But you can see that how I do that. I do that live here right now. So on the daily here right now, alpha is going down, but this is still a bullish sign to me. It's above its 200. This is the daily, and now I'm going to look at weekly. This is what happened weekly. So this is still, although this is just a big ugly spike, of course, it was pumped up and then dropped down again. But this is still looks still bullish to me if it holds this 1304 here. So if there's going to be a little bit volume now in alpha today, and it holds this 1304 at least, and it gets above this 9 EMA of 1484, then I'm really, then you really have a long play on your hands until 16-ish. And if it goes down, then it's a reversal play to me, a reversal long play to me. And it has to hold this 1304 and then trade it back up if there's a good setup. So alpha is also on my screen today, along with GFN. And this is why. Look at this. And look at this. So I don't know what's happening here at GFN, because this is big red candle. I have to look at the news. Let's see if there's some news on GFN, because there almost has to be some news on this because of this big spike. No, cannot see one. Cannot see any news on it. But there's no volume. But it's on my list because of what happened here. Look at this. Now, will it hold this one or not? So I'm just going to want to follow it, but I'm not sure if this is the play that I'm gonna make today. So be very careful. Then club, that's something that we already discussed today. And BTX. That's another chart, and all the other charts that we. This is really the other chart because it's the C group. BTX. Look at this. I drew this one on, I think, earlier last week, something. This is the 12th, so Monday or Tuesday, I think. This is the line. And this is Friday. So it broke above this line on Friday. It rejected 9 here. It rejected 9. What you want to see right now is that it's, so this was resistance 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4-ish times. And then it got through it, and what you want to see right now, if it's hold, so that now we don't have a horizontal line of resistance, but this trend line, and you want to see it hold now. So if it holds this line today, then it's going to be an interesting day for BTX. So you see this line now, so it's now just around this level here of 750. It opened here at 777 and it's closed, and the post-market close was 790. This was this big spike to 901. what's it gonna do today? So here's another level. This is the post-market low of 732. So you have two levels to play off from, 732 and 750. You want to see that this one holds, and then you can see this one as a level also, 780 and 792, and then 901 is the next level. That's a big reach, but BTX really something to look at today if it will hold this line. Then snap. Snap. Just look at snap. That's also on my list, and that's because we are in earnings season, and there are some big earnings coming up. As I told you, you can look at the earnings calendar. Just type in earnings market, and you see all kinds of websites with earnings and the date of in which earnings are coming. And this is snap. And what you want to see when I never buy on a day that earnings are published, because that's, as you may or may not know, you buy the rumor and you sell the news on earnings. So if you know that Snap is release earnings on Thursday, so that's 3 days from now, then what you want to see right now is that that on the rumor of the earnings, this one will get up from this level, I think 6180-ish. Just look at the lower. So it really has to hold this line here at 6049, and this is 6180. It's also, that's a level for this snap. Just popped up a little here and goes down now. But you want to see this one in the next 3 days. So today, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, this one has to go up. And then when earnings come on Thursday, you don't want to hold them. I never hold any of them because I'm a day trader. But you want to see this one go up now. This is the level that I'm anticipating that it will reach on Wednesday or Thursday. So not today, because this is a $10 gap. But if you're long bias, and this one now is at 6180, and you see that there is this next level is 7198, so let's say 72, then you have a $10 stretch until it gets there. So if it makes $3 a day on the upside, which it can, look at this ATR of 292, then you can play this one every day from today. But it really needs to hold the levels that I just put in here. So Snap is an interesting one here for me. This is nicely going up here. Reaches here is high. Some consolidation here, a high, a little pullback here to its 9 EMA on a daily. And then you want to see this one go up again. If it doesn't hold this line, then you have a problem. And then you don't trade it. At least I don't trade it because I'm long bias and I'm not short bias. So if you're short bias, these levels are also of interest, of course, because you can short them below these levels. Okay. Just another story now, and the story is China calls Bitcoin an investment alternative. That's really interesting. Good morning, Ramon. Okay. I wrote one ticker down from someone from the chat, TCOM. I promised that I would look at this one, TCOM. We just have 5 more minutes till closing of this session, guys. So if you haven't done it already, please hit that like and share this video with friends or with other traders. I don't know who asked about this one in the chat, but I can see why you're interested. This is TCOM. TripCom. 1, 2, 3, 4 red candles in a row going down on a daily. Here's that low, and then on a daily, what you see here, a higher low, only just, but it is. A higher low, only just, but it is. And now this low is 36.22. This low is 36.20. So now for the first time after 1, 2, 3, 4 times bullish with not a lot of volume, I guess. A lot less than this one. So this low here is lower than this low. It's just a few cents, but it is. And this high here is lower than this high. And this green line here, that's the 9 EMA on a daily. This looks to be resistance right now, because this candle is rejecting this price here right on the 9 EMA. So this is 38.86 on that day. This is a bearish candle also to me, and this is just, well, the big question is this going to be consolidation here, or is it not? That's with every stock, of course, but wait a minute. So this could be consolidation here under this 36.78 line, because this 9 EMAs looks to be resistance. So this could be consolidation phase during more than a few days. So any news on TCOM? No news whatsoever. TripCom. So the big question you want to see is this consolidation in the next few days, or isn't it? Or is this just one little pullback, one just little glimpse and hesitation here, and will it reset 36.78 again and then really break through it? So this 9 EMA, of course, this line is always moving, and for the long side, I'm only going to be interested in this one if it breaks at 36.78, and then your next level here is at 36.87, so that's only 10 cents. So that's not a lot of room that you have then. These are also 2 big rejection candles here on a 1 minute, of course, but still. So if I had to play this one today, then I would look at 36.20 as a support level here. So ideally I want this one to go down. If I play my reversals, then I want to go down till it gets till this 36.20 holds that and then with a setup traded up, or it might break the 36.78 and 36.87 in one session, and then that really is a bullish sign for me. But you really have to look at the daily, so at the bigger level here. Let's get this one out of the way and see if this one is gonna be just an intraday play, so that it doesn't get a lot of movement today. But if it doesn't, then it's still, you can still trade it between a 36.20 and 36.87, and you have a 60-cent win on a 36 stock. That's not a lot, but it just might just be enough to make some gains. Ideally, it has to get above 36.87 to be bullish, and then there's room till 37.85. And with an ATR of 122, it can do that. So that's how I would look at this one. Ramon Abbas asks about NNDM. Are we still bullish on NNDM? NNDM was on my list for a long time. It broke out a little on Thursday, I think it was, Wednesday, I'm not sure anymore. Let's see. On a daily. So this is the line that we drew, and this is the other line that we drew. And this was the breakout play that you would have been in on a daily. So look at this. This trend line that you see here is also this trend line on a daily. And if you then go to the 1 minute, and we talked about this last week, and you could have played this. It didn't go as far as I wanted to, but then it just didn't gain any momentum, Ramon. And you can draw a new trend line again if you want to. That would be the second time, of course. So we drew this trend line. It broke out, rejected this one. It's now under this 9 EMA again. So if you really want to be very positive about this one, then you can say, okay, well, let's try to stay positive on NNDM, and maybe, just maybe, we drew our lines wrong the first time, and this is the real triangle that we should look at. I'm very careful now because I believed in this stock a long time, and this 668 is 650 maybe. This is a big rejection, of course, this 650. Now we drew this horizontal line a few days back, or a few weeks back even, on this around 80, I think it was, and this line here made more sense because there was also the line that we knew that Cathy Wood from ARK Investment bought an NDM, and this looks just like reaching now to me. So I'm a little disappointed in NDM, to be honest, and I'm willing to look at it again, but I really don't know. We're just grasping now, and I don't know when the earnings of NNDM are in place. Maybe that's something to look at. Just look at the earnings, and if it's next week, then maybe next week this might be in play. But Well, could still be a breakout play if it gets above this 9 EMA of 753 again, and above this trend line, of course. I'm not in coins or altcoins or anything. That's not a show. XCon, Fubo. I'm 5 minutes over 11, so I'm just gonna do this one. Fubo is just, we talked about this one before, as you can see. Gonna erase these lines. I don't know when I drew those. Okay, Fubo was really struggling here. So Fubo is this streaming service that you're gonna get us to an announcement of if you want to be the most positive guy in the room, then you can say, okay, well, this is the this is a low 1833 ish. We're looking at the wrong one. This one, yeah. This big green candle here, 1830, from a few weeks ago. Yeah, this is on a weekly, and it's not a. If I can't find any levels on a daily, then I sometimes look at a weekly in order to see if there's something going on that I missed, but there's not. 830 just might be a level, because this big green candle up and this had a low of 1830, and this one is 1833. So it's not perfect, but yeah, well, there are a few weeks between that first low and this low, so 1830 really has to hold in order to play this one upside. There's an ATR of 188, so it's a big mover. I'm looking now at 1830 as a level for, if it holds that as a long play to the long side, of course, to the upside, and if it doesn't hold it, 830 to the short side, and then the next level you have is around 1656. So there's a lot of room also on the downside here, but I'm not sure if Fubo is able to reverse the trend, because I'm not seeing the signs yet. Maybe this could be the first sign. So 1830 really has to hold in order to be of interest in a long play, and maybe there's a level between somewhere. You also can look at, well, here are those lows from Friday, 1877. $80.69. So this is also a region here, 80.76 till 80.69. This might just be some kind of support here, and if it's not, then 80.30 really should hold. Otherwise, it's on the downside again for Fubo. So I really want to have that confirmation. Okay, guys and girls. This was the early bird morning show. It's 10 minutes past 11 in Amsterdam. It's 10 past 5 in New York Eastern Time. Be sure to hit that like button, guys, because I really would like to get some more likes than I already have. We reached 1K viewers 3 times last week, and we just started this show. So I'm really glad and thrilled about that. That's real good. So share this video if you want to. Uh, hit subscribe, hit the like, smash that like, and I will see you tomorrow again at 10 o'clock Amsterdam time and at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So have a great trading day, happy trading, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.